Every morning at 6:47 a.m., Marcus watched the same elderly woman struggle up the subway stairs with her grocery bags, and every morning, he helped her carry them. He never asked her name. She never offered it. For 8 months, this silent ritual defined the start of his day, until the morning she grabbed his wrist and whispered 5 words that shattered everything he thought he knew about his life. Marcus had become intimately familiar with exhaustion since his wife Sarah died 2 years ago. The kind of tired that settles into your bones and makes a home there. Between his job as a middle school teacher, raising his 7-year-old daughter Emma alone, and trying to remember if he'd packed her lunch or just imagined doing it, most days blurred together like watercolors left in the rain. But helping that woman, it was the one thing that felt pure. Simple. A moment where he wasn't failing at something. She was always there at the 51st Street station, emerging from the downtown train just as Marcus arrived on the platform with Emma's hand tucked in his. The woman moved slowly, deliberately, her weathered brown hands gripping 2 canvas bags that seemed to grow heavier each week. Her silver hair was always pulled back in the same neat bun. She never made eye contact, never asked for help. Marcus just gave it. "Morning," he'd say, reaching for her bags. She'd nod, releasing them without a word. They'd climb the stairs together in comfortable silence, Marcus carrying her groceries, Emma humming beside him, the woman following at her own pace. At the top, he'd set the bags down gently. She'd nod again. Then they'd part ways, Marcus and Emma heading east toward school, the woman disappearing west into the awakening city. "Why doesn't the grocery lady ever say thank you?" Emma asked one October morning, her breath creating small clouds in the cold air. Marcus adjusted her backpack strap. "Maybe thank you feels too small for what she wants to say. Some people show gratitude differently." "That's weird, Daddy." "Lots of things are weird, Jellybean. Doesn't make them wrong." The truth was, Marcus had started to need those morning encounters as much as the woman seemed to need his help. In those 2 minutes of silent service, he wasn't drowning. He wasn't the widower who burned dinner 3 nights a week or forgot to sign permission slips. He was just a man doing a decent thing, expecting nothing in return. It was the only part of his day that didn't feel like he was treading water. His mother thought he was crazy. "You don't even know this woman, Marcus. She could be anyone." "That's exactly why it matters, Mom. She could be anyone. She could be you someday, struggling, hoping someone notices." Then came that Tuesday in November. Marcus spotted her immediately. She was sitting on the platform bench instead of standing, her bags at her feet. Something was wrong. Her shoulders curved inward, her head bowed. Even from a distance, he could see she was trembling. "Stay right here with me," Marcus told Emma, approaching carefully. "Ma'am? Are you all right?" The woman looked up, and Marcus saw tears streaming down her weathered cheeks. For the first time in 8 months, she met his eyes directly. "I need help," she whispered. Her voice was rough, unused to the shape of those words. "Of course. Whatever you need." She shook her head slowly. "No. I need to tell you something first. About why I'm here. About who I am." Her accent was thick, each word carefully chosen. "My name is Teresa. Teresa Hawkins." Marcus crouched down so they were eye level. Emma pressed against his back, curious and concerned. Teresa's hands shook as she reached into her coat pocket and pulled out a worn photograph. In it, a young man in military uniform smiled at the camera, joy radiating from his face despite the desert background. Marcus's heart began to pound before she even spoke. "This is my grandson, James. He was killed in Afghanistan 6 years ago. 23 years old." Her voice cracked. "When he died, something broke in me. I stopped talking to my neighbors. My friends. I couldn't bear people's pity or their platitudes. I became invisible. Marcus felt Emma's small hand grip his jacket. Every morning, I take the train to the Veterans Memorial Garden where his name is engraved, Teresa continued. I bring flowers. I sit with him. The groceries, they're not groceries. They're flowers, supplies, things I bring to keep his memorial space beautiful. And every morning for 8 months, you've helped me carry my grief up those stairs without knowing it. Tears blurred Marcus's vision. I'm so sorry for your loss. No. Teresa's hand shot out, gripping his wrist with surprising strength. Don't be sorry. Listen. Yesterday, I went to my doctor. The cancer I've been ignoring is worse. Stage 4. I have weeks, maybe a month. Marcus felt his world tilt. I have no other family, she continued. James was all I had. When I'm gone, there will be no one to tend his memorial. No one to remember him. No one to carry flowers up those stairs. Her grip tightened. But then I thought of you. A stranger who showed kindness every single day, expecting nothing. Teaching your daughter by example what it means to see people, to care without reward. Emma's voice was small. What's wrong with the grocery lady, Daddy? Teresa smiled through her tears. I'm sick, sweet child. But I'm not sad anymore. Your father reminded me that there's still good in this world. That my James didn't die defending a country full of people who don't care about each other. She pulled an envelope from her bag, pressing it into Marcus's hand. James's story. His letters. Photos. Everything that proves he existed, that he mattered. I'm asking you something impossible, I know. But could you sometimes visit his memorial? Tell your daughter about him as she grows? Let her know that there was a young man who believed in protecting others, who died far from home. Marcus couldn't speak. His throat had closed completely. Here was this woman, facing death, worried not about herself but about whether anyone would remember her grandson. Whether his life would matter after she was gone. We'll go every week, Marcus finally managed. Emma and I. We'll bring flowers. We'll tell James about our lives. He'll never be forgotten. I promise you. Teresa dissolved into sobs, and Marcus found himself holding this woman he'd never really spoken to, this stranger who wasn't a stranger at all. Emma wrapped her small arms around them both, understanding in the way children do that something sacred was happening. They sat together on that subway platform for 20 minutes, missing trains, missing school, missing work. None of it mattered. Teresa told them about James, his terrible jokes, his love of baseball, how he called her every Sunday without fail until that last deployment. Marcus shared about Sarah, about grief, about learning to live with a hole in your heart shaped like someone you loved. When they finally climbed those stairs together for the last time, Marcus carrying Teresa's flowers, it felt like ceremony. Teresa died 3 weeks later. Marcus and Emma were with her, holding her hands in the hospice room, promising again that James would never be forgotten. Now, every Saturday morning, they visit the memorial garden. Emma places fresh flowers by James's name, engraved in black granite among thousands of others. They tell him about their week, Emma's spelling tests, Marcus's difficult students, the first snow, the changing seasons. Other people have started to notice. They ask about James. Marcus tells his story. Teresa's story. The story of how kindness creates ripples we can't always see, how the smallest acts of humanity can mean everything to someone carrying invisible weight. Emma understands now why some people don't say thank you. Sometimes gratitude is too big for words. Sometimes it's a story shared, a memory preserved, a life honored long after everyone who loved that person is gone. Marcus learned that being seen, truly seen, is a gift we give each other. And that helping someone up the stairs was never just about the stairs at all.